Did you know there's a place in the US where the night lasts for months? Or that Kentucky sits on a sea? Or how about this? A landmass in the US is actually expanding. Well, buckle up because we're about to take you through 73 jaw-dropping facts about US geography you never saw coming. Juno, Alaska, a capital you can't drive to. Have you ever heard of a state capital you can't reach by car? Well, Juno, Alaska is one. Surrounded by mountains and glaciers, there's no road access to the city. To get there, you either have to hop on a plane or take a boat. That makes Juno the only US state capital you can't drive to. Quite the travel challenge. Minnesota's accidental part of Canada. Minnesota has a little oopsie on its northern border. It seems like someone made a mistake while drawing the state, as the border unexpectedly shoots up into Canada before coming back down. This error stems from the 1783 Treaty of Paris, when the US and Great Britain had to draw a boundary through the Lake of the Woods. The maps were off, and that's how the northwest angle was formed, an unintended part of Minnesota that actually belongs to Canada. Standing in 4 states at once. Ever wanted to stand in 4 states at once? Well, you can. Head to the Four Corners Monument, where Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, and Utah all meet. This unique spot is the only place in the US where 4 state borders converge. Definitely an Instagram moment if you ask me. Michigan's 2 disconnected peninsulas. Michigan is the only state in the US with 2 disconnected peninsulas, and it all goes back to a compromise. In 1835, Michigan tried to claim land near Toledo, Ohio, but Ohio wanted access to Lake Erie, so they shot that down. To make amends, Congress gave Michigan the Upper Peninsula as a consolation prize, and that's how Michigan ended up with 2 separate landmasses. It's a unique bit of history and a quirky geography feature. The Rocky Mountains keep growing. The Rocky Mountains aren't just tall, they're still growing. While the Appalachian Mountains stopped growing around 220 million years ago, the Rockies are relatively young at only 65 to 35 million years old. And they're still rising. The tallest peak reaches a towering 14,440 feet, much higher than the 6,684 feet of the highest peak in the Appalachians. Nature sure is a masterpiece in the making. Mount Washington, fastest wind speed on Earth. Mount Washington in New Hampshire holds the record for the fastest wind speed ever recorded on Earth. 231 miles per hour, 372 kilometers per hour. To put that into perspective, that's faster than a Porsche 911, which tops out at 204 miles per hour, and far stronger than the wind speed a skydiver reaches during free fall. This mountain's weather can be brutal. Kentucky's double time zones. Here's a quirky one. Kentucky is practically split right down the middle between 2 time zones. The western part, including cities like Bowling Green, operates on Central Time, CST, while the eastern half follows Eastern Time, EST. It's like having 2 time zones in one state, a true testament to how diverse US geography can get. Nevada's ghost towns. Now let's talk about Nevada, but not the Vegas Strip. Over 600 ghost towns call Nevada home, many remnants of the gold rush and the old railroad days. The most famous? Rhyolite, an abandoned town founded in 1905, sitting right next to Death Valley National Park. It's a haunting glimpse into the past. Minnesota's land of 10,000 lakes. There's a big myth. Minnesota is often called the land of 10,000 lakes. But guess what? It's actually got around 11,800 lakes, with some sources even claiming over 14,000. So much for the 10,000 lakes slogan, right? It's safe to say Minnesota is definitely punching above its weight in the lake department. Alaska has more lakes than Minnesota. Speaking of lakes, did you know that Minnesota doesn't even have the most lakes in the US? That honor goes to Alaska, which boasts a staggering 3.2 million lakes. And out of those, around 3,200 have names. How? The glaciers and permafrost in the region create lakes every time they melt. Alaska's got water, lots of it. US-Canada border, the longest undefended border. Here's a cool tidbit. The US-Canada border is the longest undefended border in the world, stretching a massive 5,525 miles, 8,891 kilometers. This peaceful boundary between two friendly nations doesn't require a big military presence, thanks to the natural barriers like snow-covered forests and frozen lakes. It's a testament to the strong relationship between the US and Canada. Lake Superior, a freshwater giant. Ready for a big one? Lake Superior. It's not just the largest of the Great Lakes, it's the largest freshwater lake by surface area in the world. And here's the jaw-dropper. It holds 10% of the world's entire freshwater supply. That's right, a whopping 31,700 square miles, 82,102 square kilometers of water. With an average depth of 483 feet, 147 meters, it's a true natural wonder. The Florida Keys, part coral, part island. Next up, we head to the Florida Keys. Did you know that the islands here are partly made of coral? These 1,700 islands extend off the southern tip of Florida into the Gulf of Mexico, and they're home to North America's only coral reef. The Upper Keys are made of coral reef remnants from the Pleistocene epoch, around 125,000 years ago. Meanwhile, the Lower Keys are mostly sandbars. Nature sure knows how to create a paradise. A U.S. city larger than London in 1100. Now let's travel back in time to 1100, when the U.S. had a city larger than London. The Cahokia Mounds in Illinois were once home to a thriving Native American city that boasted a population of around 20,000 people in 1100. At that time, London had just over 15,000. Cahokia, which covered 4,000 acres, was the largest pre-Columbian city north of Mexico. The mystery of why this great civilization disappeared remains unsolved, but the ruins are a testament to the incredible history of the region. The Salton Sea, a man-made accident. Here's a bizarre story. The Salton Sea in California was created by a construction error. In 1905, a faulty irrigation canal near the Salton Sink caused the Colorado River to breach and flood the area. This led to the creation of the Salton Sea. Though it became a popular tourist destination, the water kept getting saltier, becoming 50% saltier than the ocean. This killed off most of the fish, leaving the sea to be abandoned, with a lingering stench and lifeless shores. A classic example of how poor construction can lead to an unexpected disaster. The Florida Everglades, home to both crocodiles and alligators. Florida is the only place on Earth where both crocodiles and alligators live side by side. While these two reptiles might seem similar, they have key differences. Alligators are black with a U-shaped snout, while crocodiles are lighter with a V-shaped snout. Either way, they both share the swamps of Florida, making it a no-go zone for swimmers. Best to admire these fascinating creatures from a safe distance. The U.S. is one of only 5 countries with polar bears. Did you know that the U.S. is one of only 5 countries that have polar bears? Thanks to Alaska, the U.S. is home to around 4,000 to 7,000 polar bears. The other countries that share the polar bear population include Russia, Denmark, Norway, and Canada. So if you're looking to catch a glimpse of these majestic creatures, head up north to Alaska. Wow, what a journey through some of the most fascinating and quirky U.S. geography facts. From the crooked borders of New Mexico to the amazing fact that Florida is home to both crocodiles and alligators, we've covered some truly mind-blowing stories today. Who knew that Michigan's 2 disconnected peninsulas were the result of a historic compromise, or that Alaska is one of only 5 countries where you can spot a polar bear? Thanks for exploring with us. Until next time, keep your curiosity alive and keep exploring. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and watch more videos.